All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you all are enjoying my FitTrack Pro app. Today, we're going to continue on our program, which is Phase 1. Phase 1 is really focused on increasing mobility, stabilization, and really activating the proper muscles to get the work done. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is a stretch for the ankles. Actually, ankles are very important in our movement. They're the first line of our flexibility. So let's get started with that. All you need is a bench, a raised platform. Always use my trusty bucket. Okay, we're gonna put one leg on top of the bucket. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to get into a lunge position deep enough so that we can push this knee past the toe. So we want to get all the way in there. You can force that knee forward, really keeping the heel down, getting that knee really past the toe. Once the heel starts rising on this planted foot, you've gone too far. Okay, we want to increase that flexibility right at the ankle here. All right, and we're going to hold that position 10 to 15 seconds and release. Okay, so if that last movement is a little bit too aggressive, you can regress to a simpler movement that doesn't put as much pressure onto the knee. So here, what we'll do is we'll move this back a little bit. What you want to do, you want to go from a kneeling position. You want to establish knee position about a foot away from a wall or whatever object you're using. Step back. We're going to keep the foot flat on the ground, heel flat to the ground, and we're trying to push this knee all the way to that surface so that it connects. Keeping this heel down, remember, trying to get as far as you can. Hold that position and then reestablish. Okay, so now we'll go right into our side plank with the clamshell. So here we're getting in that traditional side plank position, knees bent, making sure the body is straight, making sure our elbow is directly underneath the shoulder here, and we're coming up with the hip. Now, when we're in that active side plank position, make sure we're activating that bottom glute by pushing the hips forward to flex the glute. In the top leg, we're active into our clamshell. So 10 reps, keeping the hip up, going into an active motion with the top hip. Okay, so next we're going into an elevated single leg bridge. So just find a good bench, a good bucket, and we're gonna get as close as we can to that surface. We wanna have our heel right at the edge of it. 2 hands above the chest, and we're coming up and extending the opposite leg. You wanna keep the 2 knees on the same plane, keep them aligned. Hold that position 30 seconds and bring it. Okay, so moving from activation to the mobility portion of our workout, we're gonna start in this lunge position. We're gonna work from bottom up. Okay, so I want you to come all the way down to the ground on one knee. Establish a good 90-degree position on both legs here. Hands forward, chest right over the knee. And what we're gonna do, this back leg, we're coming up about 1 inch off the ground and holding that position right there. Establishing strong position, holding that for 30 seconds, keeping it down, and then just rest. Switch, other leg, same deal. 90 degrees, both sides, leaning forward, arms straight out in front of you, coming up into that strong lunge position, keep that hold strong on the front foot. Most of that weight's right here on that front leg and back down. Okay, so moving on to our next exercise, we're going into variation of the single leg squat. So here we are going to use an elevation. You don't want something too low to the ground, at least 2 or 3 feet off the ground. And here we want to be a couple feet away from that destination point, okay? What we're going to do, we're going to raise one leg. Whichever leg that we raise, whichever leg that's active, we're going to be active with that same arm. So as the leg kicks back, we're moving forward with our arm, okay? We want to get that foot jacked up higher than that destination point, okay? And all we're doing is going into a hip hinge, reaching back as far as we can, keeping that balance until we make contact with the box. Back up. Same thing, reaching back, making contact with the box. If you lose stability, that's fine. Always try to come back to balance and reestablish strong position. Same thing, switching to the opposite leg, about 2 feet away, lifting that leg, making sure it clears the box, and we're extending the hip to get that knee down to the surface. Back up. Keep the balance, same thing. Now, to start, you can reach for an object just to keep your body positioning and get back to that position. Hold on to something, make sure you're in control, you don't want to hurt yourself, but if you feel a little wobbly, that's where we really want to work our activation. That's when we want to call the right muscles into the game so they can get us back into a good position. Okay, next movement here, we're going into the goblet squat. So what you want to do is you want to grab a weight, something a little heavy, 10 pounds, 15 pounds is adequate. Here, we're going to hold this weight right at our chest to start. At the chest, we're not going to be in this lunge position, don't worry. Just want to show you where the starting position is. Right at the chest, we're coming up so that our feet are about hip width apart, okay? Holding that weight tight to the body. When we go down, the first thing that moves are the hips. Hips move, the knees spread open like you're trying to split the floor apart and get all the way down into that hip into a full squat. Making sure your feet stay firm to the ground. You're not lifting your heels, coming back up. Active in this goblet squat. So get to full range of motion, back up 10 times right there. Making sure you're not falling forward too much, keeping your chest up, stomach tight, knees open, sitting right into that hip and back up. Okay. So transitioning into a little upper body, okay? We're going to establish that kneeling position right here, holding the weight and whatever knees to the ground. We're coming up into a curl. Bicep curl first. We're opening that shoulder up, full rotation, pressing over the head, okay? And that should be one motion. So big curl, big rotation, big press over the head, right here. Just like that. 10 times each side. Okay, so continuing with upper body, we are going to throw a stability component in here with a Romanian deadlift into a row. Going up and switching. Same thing, kick that leg back, chest parallel to the ground, weights hanging under the chest, elbows all the way up. Big row, 10 reps, right there. Okay, last movement today. We're gonna do our alternating leg drops with a chest fly. So 2 weights, flat on the back, legs right up as high as you can get them. Okay, keep those weights over your chest. We're going to come out into our fly, dropping one leg at a time. Back up. Making sure you keep your back totally flat to the ground. Don't let it arch. We're going 10 reps each side. Right there.